Hey everyone, Ghost here with Sports Guys Iowa, accompanied by my good friends JD and Jay. And it's a little bit impromptu, guys. Landscape of the college scene in Iowa was kind of rocked by a big name departing. He's been around for a long time. Coach Joe Woodley going to be departing Drake, joining Rutgers, the birthplace of college football, JD. I can't remember exactly what year that started, but a little bit of a nuke dropped on everyone's head post signing day. We went through signing day last week, and now this news, they won the conference again, the Pioneer League yet again, and now after signing day, they're looking for a new head coach and new defensive coordinator, sounds like, JD.
Yeah, he's going to Rutgers too. Adam Cox, he's going to be the secondary coach. Rutgers announced it today.
We were talking a little bit beforehand, circling back to when Todd Stepsis took the UNI job from Drake, Jay. And I think it was the first week of December. And before Christmas, they had Woodley in to replace him. Went against the grain for traditional Drake roster building. They really honed in on getting some in-state talent. And that was something that they really had in this last signing class as well. I think, JD, you said there's 33 signees last week. A third of them were from the state of Iowa.
Yep.
And it's just an interesting dynamic, A, being so late in the game. B, I mean, the whole transfer portal thing's crazy too. But what do you do, though, if you're a lot of these guys? Do you stay at Drake? Are you sold on the university? Were you sold on the coach? Because there's so many times you see a coach leave a program, mass exodus up in Ames. How many people follow Matt Campbell to State College? I'm just interested to see how this shakes out. Jay, what do you think?
Just the kind of landscape as a whole of college football is, I wouldn't say broken, but it's just such a madhouse that I never would discredit either a coach or a player for, say, you want to call it moving up the ladder within your career, like these guys that are constantly transferring every year. But this is one of those situations where, like you said, a lot of these players probably committed to Drake solely based on Woodley's pedigree at Grandview and then what he did in his first year at Drake. And hey, this is what we're building here. And it's pretty strong foundations. Just definitely thinking about the players that got the shocking news, just like us. You'd sent us that text, and I was like, "Ah, there's no way." Just went there, then checked the old Google, and sure enough. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Drake wants to do the same routine they just did and go talk to Grandview and say, "Hey, Coach Peterson, how you doing? You want to come on over and fill the same shoes we did?" I don't know what you do. It's so late. Spring ball's coming up before you know it. It's crazy.
I would add, Ghost, as we were talking, this one happened right after signing day. It happened in large part because Johansson, who used to be on the staff, just left head job at South Dakota, who frankly just beat Drake in the playoffs. And he was on the staff with Woodley. He goes over and gets the Rutgers DC job, and poof, you know how it goes. Bring your two buddies from Drake, right?
Yep.
And you're on the staff. And so it happened fast, obviously, probably not planned too much. All of a sudden, great opportunity for Coach Woodley. You can't blame him for that.
No,
but it's a tough spot for Drake to be in because, they are non-scholarship, but we know how it works at that level. Academic scholarship aid grants from the university and at the FCS Pioneer League, and they're playing in D1 FCS. That's a high level. So they're highly sought after players. But there's 11 Iowans who just signed that are, now by NCAA laws, they're back in the game if they wish. And they're probably getting a few phone calls because people are still filling out rosters. But they're also at a disadvantage because most of the rosters are filled. And there's 12 kids who came in last year, first year from Iowa, that are on the roster. That Drake traditionally is a more cosmopolitan national school. A lot of their football players were from all over. Well, when Coach Woodley came in, a lot of them started coming from right around Des Moines, didn't they, guys?
Yeah. They really embraced the hometown team mantra that they've got in Dogtown there. Yeah, it's a lot to process, gentlemen. It's crazy times. But if you're a student athlete, though, I think you got to feel some confidence looking at what Drake's done these last few years. Drake football was, like we said, with Stepsis, won Pioneer League a few years. Woodley comes in, puts his own little spin on things. And I'm sure that they're going to be able to knock this hire out of the park again. We talked about Woodley. I think that says a lot about him and the talent that they're able to get from their backyard. He's going to the Big Ten. The Big Ten's got the last 3 national championships. I think that says a lot about what they can do with finding coaches. You look down the basketball ranks too. We talked about that before the call. They've been able to get Nico Medved, Ben McCollum, Darian DeVries,
Coach Henderson.
Now. There again, there's 3 coaches that are now in the Big Ten with their programs all trending in the right direction. Can they hit another home run?
Hardin's done a wonderful job with the basketball and the football programs. The difference here is this is late.
So late.
This is after signing day. This is not your normal basketball coach leaving situation that they've had to deal with. This is late in the game. Personally, I think they got Kyle Kemp on staff at Iowa State. He's the coordinator. In situations like these, you're trying to keep players. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see the promotion coming from within. And he's the highest ranked member of the staff. He's young, but a lot of people in Iowa know him, right? He's a name. And
a name, and he's got a pretty good track record for no longer than he's been coaching.
Yep.
I think it's...
Yeah, maybe you just treat this year as an interim year as well. Like you said, it's so late, but if that's going to be your guy, hit him with an interim tag and then...
Yeah, but I think at this point, Jordan, somebody's got to have full time if you're going to stay.
That's true.
That gig. This isn't a mid-season let go. I think it's interesting. I do think this is going to continue. I don't know if you guys saw the Montana coach retired over the weekend. By the way, bitching and moaning about the transfer portal and how it's ruined college football. He became the Illinois defensive coordinator today.
I saw that. That.
You talk about hypocrisy, Bobby Howe, come on. But regardless, I think that's what's going to happen because getting a lot of these high-level assistant jobs in the Big Ten are paying more than FCS now, right? That's just the reality of it. I think you're going to see more of it. It'll be really interesting to see how Drake does it. We were talking about all the young men that now are, oh man, now what am I going to do? There's 11 Iowans like Ryan Bobo from Dowling Catholic, all the way down to Shakir Wright, was a running back from Waterloo East, who now are probably going, man, what am I going to do? Not counting the other kids who signed last year, who are somewhat in the air. So I'm hopeful that they get stability, hire hopefully from within, and these kids, some of that uncertainty goes away for them.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, calm some nerves. I think, though, if I had a message to student athletes, I'd just say, hey, trust the administration. They certainly haven't failed you. It's Drake football's around before Joe Woodley was there. Obviously, he's helped take them to new heights, but they're at a new place where I think they should trust that administration and really just embrace what they've got. Keep continuing to build that legacy.
Jordan, you got any closing thoughts?
I was going to say, like you touched, Hardin's been in this situation before, not this late, but he's shown that pressure builds diamonds. So he's going to find a guy, whether it be a young guy, somebody within the system, he'll have this team back.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun to watch. And I hope for all the Iowans and all the other 22 kids who signed that it works out well for them. And wild times. I think we're going to see this more often, though. I do think we're going to see this FCS level churning at a high level at late times. So after signing day is that coach leaving. I think you're going to see more of it, and it's just going to create more chaos at the FCS level.
I agree. But I think that's a good stopping point, gentlemen. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Like I said, obviously, impromptu. We were not planning to talk Joe Woodley's departure, but best of luck to him with the new endeavor. Certainly can't blame a guy for trying to improve himself in his career. Congratulations on a great run in Iowa, and we're anxious to see what happens next with Drake. This is Ghost, Jay, and JD. Take care, everyone.